Amy O'Connor, another build-up to another All-Ireland final. You've been there and done that with the Cork Inter-County team throughout a glittering career. Does it get easier as time has gone on, or do you just take it as a brand new final, all brand new again?
I suppose it does get a little bit easier because you kind of know the ins and outs. You know, nights like this happen, you know what you need on the day and what you might need beforehand and so on. So yeah, it probably does get a little bit easier, and you probably think about it a bit less than before, just because you'd be a bit more used to it. But it's as exciting as ever, so we're really looking forward to it.
Do you get butterflies in the pitch beforehand? Are you very kind of, do you have a set routine that you stick to, or is it always that bit more nervous in All-Ireland final day?
Yeah, I have a set routine. I think everyone in our group would have a set routine at this point. But yeah, of course you do. Like, you get nervous. You care so much about it. You put so much of your life into it. So it would be only normal to get a little bit nervous, a little bit excited.
The run of finals that you've qualified for, the ones that you've won and the ones that you've lost, is down to work rate. It's down to, I think, the togetherness of the panel and the new players that have come in and gelled. There's a few of you that have been there for a while, with the greatest respect, including yourself. What is it about the group? Is it Germanley and the management team and the way they keep you all together? But there does seem to be a genuine bond and a gel between you.
Yeah, there's a really good bond there, and I think the biggest thing about us is we've a good spread of players. You know, there's a number of girls that would be over 30, there's a number of us in the middle, kind of mid to late 20s, and then you've the younger girls as well. So we've a really good group, and I think Cork Camogie have done a really good job at maybe getting one or two minors every year into the panel, and getting them a bit more experience. So yeah, I think it's that, having that spread of players, but also the bond within the group as well.
And even more importantly, you see Orla Mullins coming off the bench the last day. She's just one example of a player that came in, made her statement, puts another idea maybe in Germany's mind, we don't know. So you got to be on your toes. Yeah,
definitely, and I think the competition in the panel is huge, and I think that's why we've been so fortunate to be part of so many All-Ireland finals as well, is because of that competition within the panel. You know, every line you can't call the team because there's so many people putting their hands up, and Orla was a great example of that last week, and it's brilliant to know if Orla starts, we have that, and if she comes off the bench, she's given us that opportunity as well.
Galway, Kyle Murray, you know all the players. I'm not going to go down through it. That full back line really showed up against Tipperary in the semi-final as well, and they had to. You've been through this before, you've played them before, you know the physicality and the talent that they've got. When you know the opponent a little bit more, does that make it any more difficult, or are you just focusing on your own game?
I think you have to focus on your own game. We know Galway so well. I don't know how many All-Ireland finals we played them in. We tend to come up against them a couple of times every year, played them in the league final this year. We know them extremely well, and they know us extremely well. So I think both teams will have their cut out for them on the day, and you know, we'll just focus on ourselves. And as you said, like, Galway are an unbelievably physical team. It's what they've always been. I imagine it's what they'll always be. They're really, really physical. You know, I imagine they put a lot of emphasis on strength and conditioning, you know, because of that physicality that they bring to the game, and we just have to match that on the day.
And up to most of the season you have done that. I mean, the strength and conditioning, you came through the National League, Munster, and certainly in the All-Ireland series, winning all your matches. There's been a level of performance, and Germanley always talks about that, the full 60. I know you're probably sick of hearing, but he's right, because you're going to have to do that and more. Last year shows you exactly the efforts that you had to go to get over this Galway team. Is that in your minds coming into it, or does it help focus the minds that you know you're going to have to do the full 60?
Yeah, I think it helps focus the mind, and I think as well it's important to remember, like, you have to give your all for however long you can, and if that means you can only give 40 minutes and you're called ashore and someone like Orla Mullins is coming on, or you know, someone else on the bench is coming on to do a job for you, then you have to be okay with that. And I think that's what we'll do. Anyone that ends up starting on today, whoever it might be, they'll end up giving their all for as long as they can, and when it's time to be called ashore because they've given everything, then we'll do that.
2 years ago you had one of the greatest individual performances of any player, and I know you hate being praised in Croke Park, but you did against Waterford. Everything went right for you that day, but everything went right for you because you had worked so hard and you were flying it. I know replicating that is incredibly difficult, but you just want to put in a performance and give your best on the All-Ireland final against Galway again.
Of course you do, and some days, you know, it happens for you, and other days it doesn't. I'm a firm believer, though, you'll always be rewarded for the work that you put in, and I think our panel has put in a massive shift this year, and you know, put in massive work, so hopefully we'll be rewarded on the day.
What is the buzz and the group like, you know, leading into a big match? I know what it's like afterwards, just following your social media accounts.
Not my social media.
Not yours. So to be fair, yeah, you have me there. But in fairness, there's such a nice bond between the team. But going up to Croke Park, you've done this often enough. I presume there's talkers and there's motivators, and then there's ones that want to stay quiet. Is that the way? Has that changed with all the new players that have come in?
No, there's still a huge mix. You have the crew down the back of the bus, you have the crew up the front of the bus, you have the talkers, you have the younger girls who are probably not, you know, thinking about it or going into as much depth, just because that's how they like to relax before games. And it hasn't changed much, and People will just stick to what they've always done, stick to their routine. Just because it's an All-Ireland final, I don't think things will change for people. We'll all have our own seats on the bus and so on. So yeah, really looking forward to it now.
Where do you sit in the bus?
I sit at the front with Saoirse.
I don't think you do, actually. Yeah, fair. We'll
I
leave
do.
you off on that one. Listen, Amy, all the best from everybody in the Big Red Bench. We're delighted to see you back in another All-Ireland final. You specifically as well, going as strong as ever. All the best.
Thanks, Millinger. Thanks very much.